Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. Let's start our session by offering the prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadatin Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितान् च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम
राम
राम
राम
हरे
हरे
हरे।
हरे
श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय।
So Hare Krishna everyone. So like we till now we covered the 7 books now, like including the Mukund Mala, and from today we will start with the new book, that is a Nectar of Instruction. Um, like let's give a little brief about this now. So this book is written by Rupa Goswami. And as we just previously seen why in Prayagraja, Lord Chaitanya described like everything, like all the spiritual science to the Srila Sanatan Goswami and his younger brother Srila Rupa Goswami. And he gives some work to the Goswami that you have to go to the Vrindavana, and you have to write the books, you have to write the shastras which explain the pure devotional service. And because whatever Vedas we have, it is a mix na, all karma kanda things are also included, and these Puranas are divided for six for the Satoguna people, six for the Tamoguna people, and six for the Rajoguna people. But there is no such a shastra which is which is for the, which explain the pure devotional service. Of course, Srimad Bhagavatam is one of them. So this Goswamis go to the Vrindavana, and they write the books which explain the pure devotional service, and they also discover and restore the lost places in a Vrindavana. And also Lord Chaitanya ordered them to they have to establish the proper behavior of a devotees, or Vaishnava Achara. So yes, we call ourselves a devotee, but we don't know the what are the Vaishnava etiquettes are, and how should we behave as a Vaishnava. So by reading this book, it will come to know okay, what is the behavior, and what is the etiquettes of a Vaishnava. And these instructions are they are not just a philosophy. Okay, these instructions are given that we can apply in our life. And why we have to follow this instruction? Because by following this instruction we can progress in spirituality in very faster. And it's currently we are going very slow, but when we follow this instruction, when we read this instruction, and when we apply this instruction in our daily life, we start following the instruction, then our spiritual progress will be very fast. It will be accelerated. So it happens okay, I'm in Krishna consciousness for the last 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, but there is no progress. There is no progress because we are not following the Vaishnav acharyas and rules and regulations. And so in this book, Srila Rupa Goswami given us all the instructions. And It includes like like vacho vegam jiva vegam means self control of speech, mind, anger, and like what things we have to accept in the spirituality, what things we have to reject in our spirituality, and like the what is the power of association, and like how we have to respect the devotees according to the advancement, and what is the ultimate goal of this human life. So Updesha means instruction or advice, and Amrita means a nectar and in which is a life given and which is the immortal, and it means like these teachings are so sweet, nourishing, and lead us the eternal spiritual life. Okay, so that's why we have to follow this nectarian instructions. So yes, these are the practical, and this is the like guidebook for the serious devotees who want to make the progress in the on the path of the spiritual life. And these are the very practical things. So, and it is translated by Srila Prabhupada. And these are not like that. You cannot follow these things. You can follow. You have that capability, but only the lethargy comes in between us, like the ignorance come. Like we want to gratify the senses. Like we still think that by putting some efforts, we can make this to kalayam to sukhalayam, and this is not a possible. So it's better to follow this instruction. Okay, so firstly I will read this one page starting, and then we will go through the preface. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai, Hare Krishna. So we have to pray to Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada that please bless us so that we can not only hear this instruction, but we can follow this instruction and apply this instruction in our daily lives. Okay, and this is very important, like when we want to what we have just here, that if you want to become a very serious devotee and you have to advance in the spirituality, then you must follow these instructions. Okay, so 11 lessons in the ancient science of a bhakti yoga across the 5 centuries and the half of the globe come to this compact guidebook of essential spiritual teaching: how to choose a guru, how to practice a yoga, and where to live. You will be find all in this valuable book, originally written by the Sanskrit by the Srila Rupa Goswami, the greatest spiritual genius of a medieval India. Now translated and illuminated by the Rupa Goswami's modern successor, his Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The nectar of instruction is the key to enlightenment for all the seekers on the path of the spiritual perfection. So yes, the nectar of instruction is written by uh, Srila Rupa Goswami. And there is one incident behind that. I was I'm having forgot little. I don't have the incidents in the detail, but I will ask my Shiksha Guru and I will come to you. Okay. It is that someone come to Srila Sanatan Goswami and he point out some mistakes in his literature. Oh, you shouldn't write this and in that. So Srila Rupa Goswami get offended, oh, how can you say to my elder brother and my spiritual master, Sanatan Goswami is a brother of Srila Rupa Goswami and also the spiritual master of Rupa Goswami. So he start thinking that, and how you can how someone can blaspheme or a point of faults in my spiritual master. So he go and argue with that person. Oh, you shouldn't find the faults in my master's work, and you shouldn't speak in this way. So this things come to know to the Sanatan Goswami, and he punished the Rupa Goswami. You shouldn't behave in this way, because that person was a pure devotee, na? And then he writes some letters to the Rupa Goswami. He gave punishment, and I don't know what was the punishment, but he later writes 11 letters, and Rupa Goswami collected all the letters from the Sanatan Goswami and compressed them in a form of this book, Nectar of Instruction. Okay, so a detailed story, I will ask my Shiksha Guru and I will tell you. Okay.
Hare Krishna,
Listen,
Mataji.
what you know, Mataji. You know
No,
the
no, I
entire
did a
story.
similar story where, no, I don't know about the 11 instructions, but once Jiva Goswami, right, there was one big, like Keshav Kashmiri, there was some poet who comes to argue, like who comes for a defeat. And then where he wanted to argue with Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they both denied, and they signed the letter also saying that we have been defeated by you, like that. And when Jiva Goswami
Yes.
comes to know who is the disciple, who then he argues and he defeats him. Then when this comes to know to Rupa Goswami, he got very angry, and he punishes him like how can you offend a Vaishnava? Like why did you do that? What was the need to do that? And then I think there was a Prayashita kind of thing. He sends him away from his association. That was I
Yeah.
heard about Jiva Goswami. I don't know this where
Yes.
Rupa Goswami did similar thing. Yeah.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna
That's why.
Mataji.
That's why I was. Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. You can speak.
Mataji, this is the version even I have heard in a lecture, Mataji. What Mataji said now, it was for
Yes.
Jiva Goswami, written by instructions given by Rupa Goswami, Mataji.
Okay. So I was little confused. I will ask, and like yes, you are saying, but like we should ask to
Yes,
someone
yes,
who are knowing.
yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Definitely.
I will ask to Mataji, and like we will get clarity. Okay, Vinod Prabhu, you can read. So we will try to cover the pre-phase. Okay, Hare Krishna, Vinod Prabhu.
Preface. Hare Krishna Mataji. Preface. The Krishna consciousness movement is conducted under the supervision of Sri Rupa Goswami. The Gaudiya Vaishnava or Bengali Vaishnavas are mostly followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of whom the six Goswamis of Vrindavan are direct disciples. Therefore, Sri Narottam Dasa Thakur has sung Rupa Raghunatha Padeha Abe Akuti Kabe Hama Bujaba Se Yughala Pitriti. When I am eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society the benediction of the science of Krishna, the most exalted of all activities of Lord. Mataji, Lord Krishna are his pastimes of conjugal love with the gopis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani, the best of the gopis. Therefore, to understand the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in his footsteps, one must very seriously follow in the footsteps of six Goswamis, Sri Rupa, Sanatana Bhatta, Raghunath Bhatta, Sri Jiva, Gopala Bhatta, and the Dasa Raghunatha. Sri Rupa Goswami was the leader of all the Goswamis, and to guide our activities, he gave us this Updesh Amrit, the nectar of instructions, to follow as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind him the 8 verses known as Shikshastka. Rupa Goswami gave us Updesh Amrit so that we may become pure Vaishnavas. In all spiritual affairs, one's first duty is to control his mind and senses. Unless one controls his mind and senses, one cannot take any advancement in spiritual life. Everyone within this material world is engrossed in the mode of passion and ignorance. One must promote himself to the platform of goodness, Sattva Guna, by following the instructions of Rupa Goswami, and then everything concerning how to make further progress will be revealed. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of follower. A follower of the Krishna consciousness movement should become a perfect Goswami Vaishnava, or generally known as Goswami. One, Go means the senses, and Swami means the master. Unless one controls his senses and mind, one cannot become a Goswami. To achieve the highest success in life by becoming a Goswami and then a pure devotee of the Lord, one must follow the instruction known as Updesh Amrit, which have been given by Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Rupa Goswami has given many other books such as Bhakti Rasamra Sindhu, Vad Gadha Madhva, and Lalita Madhva. But Updesh Amrita constitutes the first instructions for neophyte devotees, one should follow these instructions very strictly. Then it will be easier to make one's life successful. Hare Krishna by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Sri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So yes, like from the preface only, like when we are doing the Bhakti Shastri, and from the preface only there will be 7 to 8 questions. So like yes, like in the preface, like what we are reading, the Krishna consciousness movement is conducted under the supervision of a Rupa Goswami. That's why we are known as a Ruga Nugas, means we are the follow the footsteps of a Rupa Goswami. And yes, like they write all the books related to this science of the spirit, about the pure devotional service. So and like they didn't write anything whimsically. They are the pure devotees and they are the strict followers of a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So like whatever knowledge Chaitanya Mahaprabhu give to them in a Prayagraj, in Allahabad, they like simply by adding their realization, they simply describe all the knowledge. Even like the knowledge was like beyond our a conception or beyond our knowledge, and like we cannot understand that. We may mislead that. That's why even like the Granthas has given the Grantha Samadhi in Vrindavana. Like many has devotees has gone to the Vrindavana trip, na? In a Vrindavana Yatra, they must visited that place. Because we cannot understand with our ignorance. And like to understand the Shastras, we must come to the platform of at least Satoguna. And this, the spirituality, the Krishna consciousness movement, it is in a Shuddha Sattva. But like it will, we can start practicing it to when we come to the Satoguna, and like by purifying ourselves further, then we can go to the Shuddha Sattva, and from there our real bhakti starts. Okay. So yes, like Narottam Das Thakur sang the song where it states, na, like Rupa Raghunath Pade Hai Be Akuti Kabe Hama Bhajua Bahubase Yugala Piriti. Like unless and until like we are very eager to understand and like to literature of the Goswamis, like we shall not able to understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. So like firstly we need to understand the scriptures, like the literature, and from them like when our purification is done, then we can understand the loving affairs between Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, unless and until you don't have that spiritual intelligence, you will simply think, oh, Radha and Krishna, they are simply just like ordinary boys and girls in our society. But this is not true. So yes, like in order to become a pure devotee, in order to serve the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Radha Krishna, we must follow the footsteps of 6 Goswamis. And like what are the names of 6 Goswamis? They are the Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Bhatta Raghunatha Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and Srila Dasa Raghunatha Goswami. So we should remember the names. And this all are the Goloka team. Like Rupa Goswami is a Rupa Manjari. Like there in between there is a Radha Krishna. Then like they are assisted by the Ashta Sakhis, na? And like for Ashta Sakhis, they if they need some paraphernalia or if they need something, then there are some they have the maid servants. They are known as a Manjari. So all of these are the manjaris, and like so we can say like in our sampradaya, like whatever we are following, it is like it is not just ordinary acharyas. They all are all are a Goloka team. They are all from the Goloka, and they are simply come to liberate us and like to reclaim us back to the Godhead. So yes, like they are they are direct direct associates with Krishna and Radharani. So we must follow their instructions. And yes, Srila Rupa Goswami was the leader of all the Goswamis, and to guide our activities, he gave us the Updeshamrita. So instructions, these are the Updeshamrita for a neophyte devotees, like who are new in a bhakti and they have to progress in a bhakti. And if you want to go to Pune to Mumbai, or from Calcutta to Mumbai, there will be many ways, but we have to find the smallest path, and like within the small with a little efforts and with a with a little efforts and with a little time, we can we can go to our destined location. So but like there will be many paths now, but it will take a long time. So when we follow the instruction and when we follow the footsteps, then we can within the less time, within the less efforts, we can directly reach to our destiny. If you want to progress in the spiritual life. So yes, by following this instruction, we can advance in the spiritual life within the less time period. Otherwise, like Prabhupada said, now within this life you can go back to the Godhead, you can take even the thousands and hundreds of lifetimes. So it depends on us. So even here, what Prabhupada is saying, advancement in a Krishna consciousness depends on one attitude, depend on the attitude of a follower. So what is your attitude? Okay, we have coming, we are hearing, but are you applying? Unless and until we are applying, like we are not going to advance in the Krishna consciousness. It's like you are going to the doctor, like a doctor is giving you medicines, but you are, after coming at home, you are not taking medicines. Then how you will be cured? How the material disease will be cured? It's not going to cure. So okay, you are visiting doctor, you are taking knowledge, he's giving some medicines, so you have to take the medicines and on the time, and every day. You don't have to miss your dose. It means we have to do the sadhana daily, and you have to follow the rules and regulations. And why the rules and regulations? Even in a traffic, why there are rules and regulations? Because yes, there are traffic rules. If you everyone follow the traffic rules, then you can reach the destined position, a location, or a place within the same within a little time, and even you will avoid the accidents. So yes, we have to follow the rules and regulation of the spiritual life, so there will be no spiritual accidents, and you will reach the destination at a within the less time. Otherwise you will be distracted, na? You are practicing, but there is no advancement. For making advancement, we have to follow the rules and regulation. So yes, it's the advancement depends on our attitude. Okay, everyone is next 15 to 10 days we are going to read this book, but it's our attitude. Okay, we are hearing and forgetting, or we are hearing and we are really applying it in our daily life. Okay. So, yes, in all the spiritual affairs, one's first duty is to control his mind and the senses. So, yes, we are finding it very difficult to control our mind and senses. Senses ask, okay, let me eat this, let me drink this, and mind say, let me think about this. Even there are some things we cannot enjoy physically, but we think on on the mental plane. We enjoy them on the subtle plane. So we have to control these urges, and how to control these urges, so everything is written in this book. Even we say now, when they practice the yoga, there is also this niyama and all of these things. They also try to control the senses. But what is the difference between the normal yogi and a devotee? Devotee don't do the artificially, na? It simply engage the senses and the mind in Krishna's service. On the other hand, yogis try to artificially refrain the senses from the sense objects. And yes, it is artificial, so there will be fall down. So yes, unless one control his mind and senses, one cannot make the advancement in the spiritual life. So if you are not controlling our mind, if you are not controlling our senses, we cannot make the progress in our life. Even for the material success also, na, we have to control our mind and senses, and we have to fully dedicate it to the one goal. So it is same for the spiritual life, na? So, and one must promote himself to the platform of a goodness and satoguna by following the instructions of a Srila Rupa Goswami. Yes, here it is written, na, to practice the spirituality, you have to at least come on the platform of a satoguna. And how we have to come to the platform of satoguna, the solution is given that you have to simply follow the instructions. So by simply following instruction, we will be taken care by Krishna. And like when we like follow the instruction of a Prabhupada, then Prabhupada take care of everything. Even we are struggling now, Prabhupada show like bestow the mercy upon us. So like it's like a child follow the orders of his parents, then like parents take care of his all the needs, and like they show the mercy towards the kids. So yes, we also have to follow the instructions. And yes, and like yes, there are two terms we are seeing: the go swami. Go means a senses, uh, and swami means a master. So yes, like we have every time we have the two choices. Na? Like first one to become the go swami means the master of a senses, and second become the godas. Currently, all are the godas, like a servant of their mind, servant of their senses. Even there is conversation between the Prabhupada and few devotees and few person they said like I'm not going to become servant of anyone, like I'm not going to become servant, I'm the master. Then Prabhupada said, okay, you are not servant of anyone, but you are servant of your own mind, you are a servant of your own senses. So like when you become this like a servant of the senses and mind, what is wrong in that? That like it will degrade us to the cycle of birth and death. And like a person who commit the sinful actions, and the person who commit the crime, they commit because they are the servant of their senses. They do or the servant of their mind, they do not control their senses. Okay, this is the lang, and they don't have this ability, na? They don't have the intelligence to distinguish between what is the good and what is the bad. And it will this intelligence develop when we have the spiritual understanding. And like how we can get the spiritual understanding, and how this purification is done by reading the books and by hearing and chanting. Like we can sharp our intelligence. So yes, we have to become a Goswami, that master of the senses and the mind, not to become a Godas or servant. So yes, Srila Rupa Goswami also given the other books like Lalita Madhava, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So yes, like this book is for the neophyte. So today we can end here. From tomorrow we will start the text one. Okay. Vacho vekam manasah krodha vekam jivva vekam udara upastha vekam etan vekam yo vishahena dhira sarvam api mam prithvim sashishat. So from tomorrow, like it will take the 2 days. We will go little slow, like depends on the need. So like it's a better if you are practicing, like your first 4 shlokas you have to remember for the Bhakti Shastri, first 2 or 4. Okay. So yes, you can practice, you can also remember the first 2 shlokas. It will be also helpful for your Bhakti Shastri. So from tomorrow we will start, and like you have to go like, okay, we will covering very small portion now, only 2 or 4 pages. So like when you get the 5-10 minutes time, you can go through that pages again, and like you have to remember important points. So for the progress in the spiritual life, we have to follow the footsteps of the Srila Rupa Goswami. Like and it is like it is written in the first page, na? Like to progress in the spiritual life, we must follow the footsteps of a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who come in a Radha Rani's bhava. So like in Bhagavad Gita he said, na, like you have to give up everything, and like you have to surrender to me. So in the Kali Yuga he himself come and show us like how we have to surrender. So like yes, to surrender we have to follow the footsteps of a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and to follow the footsteps of a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu means we have to follow the footsteps of a Rupa Goswami. And like to follow the footsteps of a Rupa Goswami means we have to follow the footsteps of a Srila Prabhupada. So even like we see the same in a Mukund Malana, and even the Bhagavatam first canto, first chapter, that okay, yeah, if you want to if you are to become pure devotee, you have to follow the you have to take the dust of the lotus feet of a Sri Krishna. It means you have to take the dust of a lotus feet of a your spiritual master. And like what is dust mean? Like you have to follow the instructions. So instructions are very important, na? So Hare Krishna, today we will end here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna
Happy
Krishna
Mataji.
Krishna
Mataji,
conscious
thank
day.
you.
Hare Krishna
So
Mataji.
currently we have to follow the instruction that like you have to chant your 16 round. You have to attend at least one arti, Mangal arti or like a Gaur arti. Like you have to hear for the half hour. You have to read for the half hour. Okay. So Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And like
Hare Krishna,
and
Mataji.
you have to take out the time for a reading. It is not going to like, okay, there will be 1 hour, I should read. No, you have to take out the 10-15 minute time, and then you have to chant extra rounds, or you can read. So this is our struggle, and this is the real austerity. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Happy
Mataji.
Krishna conscious day.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.